This is Spencer, your Tampa Bay wallpaper installer, coming to you from sunny Florida, St. Pete. And we are at the point at which we're trimming the arch. Now this is 24 hours after the installation of the wall covering around the arch. I'll let you take a look. So, when we first installed the arch, there was in some places an 1/8 of an inch of wall covering extending beyond the corner of the arch. Okay? Now, if you've ever tried to cut something when it's wet, particularly a cloth or a shirt, a fabric, or if you've ever left a rag outside in the sun after you've wet it, you'll notice that it dries stiff, right? Well, the same thing with wallpaper. If you've wet the wallpaper with glue, once it dries, it gets very stiff. That's a benefit. Why? Because then you could take a straight edge, and rather than the paper moving on you because it's not stiff, you get to cut nice straight edges. Now I'm going to show you what I did. And this is essential to a successful wallpapering of an arch. Remember, this is at least several hours after you've installed the wall covering in the reveal, that's your reveal, of the arch. And so here's where you'll mess it up. If you try the same day to trim the edge that's hanging over the wall, I guarantee you're going to cut too much wallpaper off. So here's what you do. You're going to use the wall covering as a tool in and of itself. Now, I couldn't do this while I was doing it, but I'm going to show you what I did. The wall covering was hanging over about an 1/8 of an inch. It's the closest I could get. Here's why. If I took my blade and I cut along the wallpaper, I'm going to scuff the wallpaper on the wall. I can't get close enough to where the wall meets the edge of the arch, right here, right? Think about it. If I start cutting here, where it's hanging over, look what's gonna happen. Let's just make believe this is a sharp knife. I'm necessarily gonna scratch the wall covering, right? So here's what I did. I took a 6-inch taping knife, and I made it sharp. You see that edge? I sanded it on both sides. Now this can slice you open just like a razor blade could. Why do I need it thin? Because I need it to run up against my wall as I use a straight edge. Instead of cutting against the wall covering, I'm cutting against my taping knife. Do you understand? Let me demonstrate. I'm going to put the camera down and I'll show you. This is the wall. This is the side that you can't see. Okay? I simply take the knife, the taping knife, I put it up against the wall, and I angle it at a 45. I want it angled. Why? I don't want this blade cutting the wall covering on the wall. And so if I lift it off and point it under the wallpaper that's hanging over the wall, it affords me the greatest opportunity to cut excess off instead of cutting off the meat of it, which is what belongs to stay. So I take my straight edge and I angle it at a 45 and I slice away, back and forth with a very sharp blade. You keep changing them every couple of feet, back and forth, just like that, to shave off any excess. And before you know it, you get a perfect reveal. And let me show you the reveal. So you understand that? You take your taping knife, put it against the wall, take your other hand, and very carefully, back and forth, against the taping knife that you've sanded down to make it as thin. Why thin? Because you're only going to be as thin as your blade is, that's the only amount that's going to show. The thinner this edge is, the thinner the hangover will be of your wall covering outside onto the corner. You can't have it, it has to look seamless. So you judge for yourself what you think. See how perfect it is? Looks like it belongs there, right? It looks like it's part of the wall covering. And that's the whole idea. Not an easy trick, but we did it. Show you the other side. Same thing over here. You go slow. The faster you go, the quicker you're gonna ruin it. You gotta go very slow. You wanna get off any excess right to the corner. I would say you wanna bury the hangover a 64th of an inch onto the reveal, which means you don't want any hangover. You wanna just trim it back where it's a 64th of an inch on the reveal. And this way there's no hangover, it looks like it belongs, and everybody's happy. Okay, if you like the video, click on like. This is Spencer, your Tampa Bay wallpaper installer in St. Pete, Florida. My number is 813-666-7002. You can reach me at www.spencercolgan.com. Leave a message, a question in the comment section. Some of you have been leaving questions. I get back to you the same day. I'll continue to do that so long as time permits. Okay, if you like the video, click on like, share it with a friend, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for listening. This is Spencer. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot.